morning. God bless. We got a new day ahead of us. The warm up is ready to rock and roll today, 8:45, June 22nd. We're going to be about 15 minutes. Let me share to my regular page, which I forgot to do yesterday. Shame on me. I'll share it to my regular page, and we will be ready to rock and roll. Shout out Facebook. Shout out to YouTube. It's so great to be working on both profiles or both platforms. Folks, please, if you can, please share. It's nothing like getting our morning started right with a good motivational morning. Good morning, cuz. Let me see. Just share its news feed. Let me see. I could do this easier than this. Share now. Perfect. Okay, so we're all shared up. We're ready to rock and roll. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday, folks, is for mental health focus. That means we are going to be focused on how we can get better today up here, how we can make better decisions, how we can get out of our own way, how we can be more focused, how we can execute our plans for the week, right? A lot of times we talk about planning and strategic planning and laying out our goals for the week on Mondays. On Tuesdays, we want to dive into execution mode. And one of the ways that we're going to get there, get to a place of focus, get to a place of executing, get to a place of achieving what it is that we set out to do, is by getting rid of the excuses that we give ourselves to not do, to not perform, to not show up, to not achieve. We come up with all of these excuses, or life conveniently throws these excuses at us. So today we're going to talk about excuses. We're going to talk about getting rid of excuses, getting excuses out of our way so that we can then get focused on what it is we said we wanted to be focused on. So that's what we're going to do today. The show is still going to go through 3 segments. We're going to do our affirmations. We're going to talk about this excuse thing and overcoming excuses. And then I have some quotes for you all, and then we're done, right? We're going to do that all in 12 minutes now. So affirmations. This is what we call our mirror moment. Repeat after me. I hope something resonates and sticks with you throughout the whole day. Repeat after me. I release all anger, fear, excuses, and guilt completely, and release it out of my life. Repeat after me. I let go of all excuses and embrace the life that I am meant to be living. Some people are scared of their future selves. They don't want to put in the work. They're scared of something going wrong. But you got to eliminate the excuses and embrace the life that is meant for you. Repeat after me. I am moving forward by eliminating self-defeating excuses. Repeat after me. I know all excuses are misalignment. I know all excuses are misalignment. Right? Repeat after me. I can accomplish anything I put my mind to because I know that I am never alone. Repeat after me. Being myself involves no risk. Being myself involves no risk. It is my ultimate truth, and I live it fearlessly. Repeat after me. I feel passionately about my life, and this passion fills me with excitement and energy. You should be passionate about the plans that you set forth for your life. You should be passionate about the goals that you set forth for your life. You should be so excited, so passionate, so ready to achieve the goals that you set forth in your life, that no excuses, no self-doubt, no external factor can get in the way of where it is that you want to go. So our goal today is to limit excuses in and over our lives. A quick search. You guys know I do some life coaching. A quick search amongst some life coaching techniques would suggest that how to avoid making excuses involves a few steps. How to avoid making excuses involves a few steps. You have to remember that you are so in charge of your life. You have to remember to take responsibility, right? You have to learn how to take responsibility. You must always accept responsibility for the things you do and the things you fail to do. When you accept responsibility, you take control of your life. Making excuses robs you of your personal power. Number 2, focus on what matters, right? We want to get rid of the excuses. We want to ignore the excuses. Focus on what matters. Most excuses occur after the fact. Something has to go wrong before you point out that it's not your responsibility. So, what you really need to do is avoid making excuses here by avoiding situations that are going to welcome these excuses, right? To do that, you simply need to identify the most important task and focus on completing them, right? Start to finish. If you have spare time, you can focus on tasks of lesser importance, but focus on what really matters. Number 3 says, consider life as a training ground. We talked about this yesterday. Learning from your failures conditions you to make you stronger. This is both a way to get a mental edge and an absolute truth, right? So remember, Tuesdays is for mental health, right? Learning from your failures is going to give you that mental edge that you need. Adversity is a way to become smarter, stronger, more resilient, experienced, and skilled. So many of us operate from the perspective of being afraid of adversity, afraid of challenges. Don't let that be your excuse. Adversity can make you smarter, stronger, more resilient, experienced, and skilled. Next time you experience a setback, avoid making excuses and seek out the lesson to be learned. You're not just living, you're learning. Remember the long-term goal, right? This should be your ultimate motivator. Remember your long-term goal. This way you achieve your most important goals step by step. When you find the temptation to make excuses, there's no better time to think of your long-term goal. Where are you ultimately trying to get to? Where are you ultimately trying to go in this lifetime? Number 5 says, accept challenges. Accept challenges. Excuses won't get you anywhere at all. Instead, they are a terrible distraction which take your focus off your most important task and reduces your confidence and self-belief, right? So avoid making excuses and face your challenges head on. You will be more empowered, more confident, and more successful. Mental health, folks, requires you to get rid of the excuses. A few more tips. Stop harping on past failures. Stop beating yourself up. Take responsibility for your mistakes. We talked about this yesterday. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, Charles. We talked about taking responsibility for your mistakes. We talked about, well, this tip here talks about learning to pick yourself up after falling down. So many of us fall down and we use that as our excuse not to move forward. We use that as our excuse not to try to execute our plan because we've had a setback, because we fell down. Learn how to pick yourself up. Focus on your strengths and build on them, right? So this is setting yourself up for success. This is limiting the possibility for you to run into excuses. Focus on your strengths and build on them. Know what you're good at. Work your strengths into your plan. Identify your weaknesses and work on them. So in the same way you are going to move forward positively, confidently, and execute based on your strengths, You might want to move a little bit more cautiously. And you might want to move a little bit more carefully. You might want to move a little bit more strategically and working on your weaknesses. This doesn't mean that your weaknesses become an excuse. This means that you find ways to improve on your weaknesses by breaking things down into small steps, working on things that you're not so good at in small dosages so that you can improve over time. So identify your weaknesses and work on them. Number 6 says stop comparing yourself to others. I'll never be as good as X. If I can't do it like this person, then I might as well give up. Get out of that way of thinking. This should be no excuse of yours, right? Everybody's different. We all have our own talents. We all have our own skill sets. We all have our own unique ways of doing any and everything. So stop comparing yourself to others. Do what it is that you want to do, and don't let nothing get in the way. No excuses. I have a few more. It says these are a few ways to eliminate excuses. Number 1 says read between the lines. Read between the lines. Usually the excuse you are using is masking the real reason why you can't accomplish something. So start being more honest with yourself, right? Start being more honest with ourselves. Stop ending your statements with a but, right? That's just like welcoming excuses into your life. I would do this, but we were going to do X, Y, and Z, but you know what? I was on the way to making this happen, but avoid others' excuses. One of the big things noticed is once you begin stepping outside of your comfort zone with a number of people in your life who are also making excuses to do the same. So it starts to rub off on you a bit. Oh, well, the last time I tried to start a business, it didn't work out, so X. Well, every time I travel or try to go somewhere, this negative thing happens. Do not welcome in the excuses of others. So many excuses. In fact, looking back on life, you have people that are always complaining, always making excuses. Right? What's up, cousin Tark? Don't let those people, the excuses of others, the failures of others, the fears of others, the setbacks of others become your excuse for moving forward, for trying something. Well, nobody from my community ever did X. Nobody I know does X. Everybody else is doing X. So I'm going to do the same thing. Sometimes you have to trick yourself, right? Depending on your goals, sometimes just thinking about them is overwhelming. I'm good, bro. I'm good. Eliminate your excuses by creating the mother of all to-do lists as it relates to that specific goal or any specific goals. To-do lists will get you out of tricking yourself into thinking your goal or the task that you want to accomplish is too big. Break it down into smaller tasks. Build momentum. Build small wins, one after the other. Before you know it, you would have accomplished your whole goal without ever feeling so overwhelmed. So you want to kind of play a little game with your mind where you break down these major goals you have into smaller goals, right? That way things become a bit more achievable. Build excuse-free habits. Build excuse-free habits. As they say, feel the fear, but do it anyway. Recognize the excuses you are making, own up to them, and do what you want to do regardless of what you think is holding you back. It's a lot easier said than done, but getting to the habit, basically what this is saying is get into the habit of overcoming your excuses. Get into the habit of overcoming your excuses. So whenever you hear yourself come up with an excuse, let that trigger a to-do, action-oriented attitude in yourself. So, and lastly, trust the process. If you've come up with a plan to execute, trust your plan, right? Trust your plan. Don't turn on your plan. Don't give up on your plan. Trust your plan and execute your plan. Don't let excuses get in the way. Ryan, thanks for joining, brother. Okay, y'all, a few quotes. A few quotes. A few quotes to get you all moved on throughout the rest of the day. This quote here simply says, courage is not having the strength to go on. It's going on when you don't have the strength. God knows. This quote says, he that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else. He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else. Don't become the person that gets known for regularly making excuses. Don't become the person that gets known for regularly not showing up. Don't become the person that gets known for not being able to be counted on because everyone knows an excuse is coming. This quote says, be stronger than your strongest excuse. Be stronger than your strongest excuse. This quote says, if it's important to you, you'll make the time. If not, you'll make an excuse. So let's just be honest with ourselves. Let this quote sink in to your psyche. If it's important to you, whatever the goal, whatever the task, whatever the relationship, whatever the commitment, if it's important to you, you'll make the time. If not, you'll make an excuse. I feel convicted just by reading it. Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. You want to get stronger? Step up and face that excuse. You want to get stronger? Step up and face that excuse. People with integrity do what they say they are going to do. People with integrity say what they are going to do. Others have excuses. Others have excuses. Here's the deal. I'm going to let y'all go on this last quote. Here's the deal. You only have so many limited days in this life. You only have so many limited days in this life. You've got to take advantage. You've got to chase the dreams and the goals that you have for yourself. So let this last quote resonate. This quote here says, excuses will always be there for you. Opportunity won't. Let it sink in. Let it sink in. Excuses will always be there for you. Opportunity won't. Take advantage. Be greater than your greatest excuse. God bless, God bless, God bless. I love y'all. Remember, today was about getting better, strengthening ourselves mentally. One of the biggest barriers to growing ourselves and bettering ourselves are the excuses that we put in front of ourselves. Right? So become greater than your own excuses. They'll always be there. There's always going to be a way out. Right? Be stronger than that. Be better than that. Let's step up and step over any excuse that comes into our way. God bless, God bless, God bless. I love y'all. Please share. Be better, bigger, better and bigger than your excuses. Please share. Remember to keep all of the pillars on your mind at all times. Stay focused spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. Let's get better today. God bless, God bless, God bless. I love y'all. We are out. Okay, team.